on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see.
Who's that? Hey, everybody. Welcome to a nooner here at All Around Town Radio. And I'm going to get right to it because I've got one of my favorite artists in the entire region on with me today. I'm so happy to have this young lady in my house today. So we're going to talk to the lovely Miss Jacque, who I talk about never an opener, always a headliner. This Miss Jacque band blows the roof off of any venue you guys ever been to. Jacque, thanks you so much for being here today.
It is an honor, Scott. Thank you for having me.
You're wonderful. And you're just so energetic all the time. I don't know where you get it. You're a mom of 2 kids. I mean, you work your butt off all day long. How in the world do you find the energy to do this stuff?
Well, we always say we're proudly sponsored by 5 Hour Energy. So I really wish we were. But yeah, I at the shows, we all have done a little like ceremony now about our 5 hours. So, but yeah, I definitely, it's my favorite thing to do, being with my kids and being, in the rock and roll scene. That lights me on fire, Scott. Yeah.
Well, you do some really great videos too of at home with the kids and you and Chase and all that. I mean, it to me, it warms my heart to see that when you guys do it, because not only are you guys having fun, you and Chase, but the kids have a blast with those, don't they?
I do. Me and my son, he really is like, he's doing T-ball for the first time right now. And you can just kind of tell like he is like a theater kid. Like he's going to be like rocking and rolling and playing the drums and all that good stuff. He can't be bothered to play these sports right now. So I'm like, we'll see if we keep going on this. But yeah,
that's funny you said that. My youngest daughter, long time ago playing T-ball, I used to joke that she knew the tail numbers on the airplanes flying over because that's all she was paying attention to. She wasn't playing T-ball. She didn't care, but she enjoyed it. Yeah, it was great. Hey, let's see who's checking in today. I got Glenn on the YouTube channel. Shane DeMoss from Half-Life is in the house. Megan Miller, Megan. We love Megan Miller. And Shane says you're one of the best in the biz on the short list. How about that? Kevin Tolles.
This is so cool. I'm just like I said, I'm momming Monday through Friday. So like, this is, if you hear my kids screaming in the background, no, you didn't. Like,
let's pump your tires up a little bit more here today, Miss Jacque, because I saw you. You were slated as the opener for the Prince Experience at the Blue Note.
Oh, they're great.
And I'm just going to say this. I said it in my post after that was, you weren't an opener. You were a headliner because you guys came out of the chute and just slayed it there. I mean, you had the crowd crazed before the Prince show.
Much. Yeah, we've worked really hard on that set of 80s music, and I can't give enough props to my boys, my husband, who I'm partial to, my bass player, but also Kyle Niedermeyer and Eric. Kyle Niedermeyer is so incredibly talented. Like, I know it's called Miss Jacque, but like he is an absolute master of the guitar, in my opinion. He's
a beast. I'd never been that close to him at a show, and I stood, where I was standing there at that show. I was right off stage.
You're in hair distance then.
Yes.
Like, you're getting, caught in the majestic flows that are,
he was flinging sweat on me. I was that close. And man, is Kyle just a beast on the guitar? He is so damn good.
He loves to do it. He does it every day. So, and that's what we do. So that's what we love to do. Yeah.
So let's talk about that set, because that was a little different for you from what I'd heard at other, shows you've done. You did like an all 80s set because it was the Prince show. You said it was tough to put together.
Yeah, or we're doing that. Yeah, we're doing that. So it was kind of
Springfest.
Tough. Because we are such an eclectic band, we already had a huge chunk of music already, but we spent the last pretty much 2 years with Kyle Niedermeyer. Hi, Mike. How are you, babe? He was our sound guy that night. So
Yes, he's great.
he is so great. But yeah,
He's going to be at Springfest for you too, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Usually we have our buddy Sean doing our sound and light for us, but we love Mike. We love everything that he does, and yeah, it's gonna be a good night that night. But yeah, so we had a big chunk of 80s music before we started on what I like to call these theme nights that we're chunking together. I don't know if you saw, we just announced that we finished our 90s night. So we had previously done a 90s night, but when we had some members change, we like lost some songs and picked up new songs, and it just like kind of fell by the wayside because I was more concerned about 80s night. So then yeah, we finally debuted our 90s night, and now they're voting on where we're going to have it at. And yeah,
that's kind of cool too. I've been watching that and following that. That's cool to see all the venues that are getting shouted out.
Yeah, it's really nice. And that was kind of my idea too. I'm like, let's like work together. I'm going to put all the venues that I play at, you know, they're sharing it on their page and I'm sharing it on my page. You know what I mean? We're working in the family, you know. It's great.
Yeah, that's cool. That's real cool. Let's go back to the beginnings though. Why in the world did you even start this? I mean, what was your reason for starting this quest in music that you're so well known for now?
Well, like, do you want like the beginning?
Yeah,
Like,
take me back in time. We got time. Talk about it.
all right. I was 4 when I had my first solo, yeah, in church. It was a church, you know, they do summer camps, vacation Bible school. So I was 4, had my first solo, and then in school, I always just had this passion for singing, but like never did anything with it until I was like in 5th grade. I say until I was in 5th grade, still very early. um I just like sang at church until then. And I was a cheerleader for a while too. So I cheered from 2nd grade all the way through college. But I, in 5th grade, started doubling up. I started playing in concert band. I played the clarinet. And I also started doing choir. And I did theater at the time too. So they had theater in 5th and 6th grade, and I starred in the musicals in 5th and 6th grade. And then when I got to junior high, the schedules kind of like clashed and I couldn't do theater anymore, but I was still doing choir and cheer and band. And then in high school, hi Chris, how are you, baby? So when I got to high school, I had to make another decision. It was either choir or band, because they're the same bell, essentially. So I chose choir, which I guess, you know, is a good thing. And I learned so much in my high school years in choir. And then they started this experimental class at Harrison High School called Rock Band. Okay. So kind of like School of Rock. Okay. So
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea.
So I am a product of this one bell class that they did for like 4 years at Harrison. Okay. I am one of several musicians that I know from that class that are out gigging and doing things in this area. But they taught us everything. Like they taught us how to harmonize, how to work with a band, stage presence, how to tear down and set up your own stuff. And shout out to Mr. Robinson at Harrison High School, the band director there, for putting that together for us and making us the guinea pigs. But I really am sad that they got rid of it, but like it gave me my livelihood. So I can't say, you know, anything about it. You had to audition for it. There were like 35 vocalists that auditioned and 8 made it. So I was one of 8. And then yeah, when I got to college is when I kind of dropped off. And then I got into the Miss Jackie thing because I was 19. I was still doing cheer. And my uncle, actually, his name's Jerry Hooker, used to play in a band called Dan K. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard of that band, but they were a local cover band and they needed a new singer. So they got me, this illegal 19-year-old, to come into the bars and, you know, sing lead for them. I had to have my dad come to the first couple of shows.
You've been
Uh,
breaking the law forever, haven't you? There it is.
I'm a rebel, you know.
I love it.
But yeah,
Can I
so
can I just say one thing? I want to thank Mr. Robinson, by the way, that you mentioned, because if he's the one that created your stage persona, so to speak, he hit a home run.
I don't know if that was created by Mr. Robinson because I didn't really do a lot of bantering back then. You know, we were like pretty much get on stage and like, you know, dance and sing. You know what I mean? That's it. So a lot of that did come like my comfortability on stage because we were doing it at the like talent shows and stuff. We had a whole hour of music for this rock band. So I would, you know, I'd have several songs in that hour and I'm in front of all of my peers, all like parents, grandparents, you know, hundreds of people. So you get real used to stepping on stage real quick. I mean, it feels like you want to throw up at first, but
Well, let me tell you, when you step on stage, you are a fireball from start to finish. Do you walk off that stage at the end of the night exhausted? Because you've got to, I mean, you have got to be. I know you work out a lot and you work at it, but you put a lot of energy in this.
sometimes there are some times when a show is just so good and the energy is so good that I lay awake for hours sometimes thinking about it. I it really is my favorite thing to do. So like I'm about to start crying thinking about it. But yeah, it fuels me in a lot of ways that people are not, you know, privileged to have a lot now in these days. I'm sure you can understand having your radio show and it being your passion and then now it's your job. You know what I mean? In some ways it's a curse and a blessing, but mostly it's a blessing. You know what I mean? It fuels you up instead of deteriorating you like a, you know, a day in day out 9 to 5 does, you know.
Thank you, Kevin Tolles, for that comment. It's lots of great energy and keeps the crowd into it.
Yeah.
And I got to go back to a moment, Jacque. I got to go back to a moment with Women Who Rock at the Bell and the Bear when we worked together there, and you were pregnant,
Oh my gosh.
and you did a show on stage.
I had a
And
crop top on. I don't know what
yes,
I was thinking.
we laughed after that about that baby. You know,
Oh
coming,
yeah.
being born and coming out singing, killing in the name,
Oh,
or whatever you were doing.
yeah.
And yeah, you were amazing that day. And just to show right there, that was a perfect example because, you know, everybody knows a pregnant woman who's sat in a chair and she's like, oh gosh, I'm so big and I'm this and that. You owned that day. I mean, you got out there crop top and all and just killed it.
That was one. I was actually pregnant with my first, that one. And my second, when I was about to open for Lita Ford, Karis was so worried that I was going to pop this baby out early because she was due January 20th, you know, and I'm supposed to play New Year's Eve. She's like, you could have this baby at any time. And I'm like, it's going to be fine. So I ended up like taping my belly up so that it wasn't like moving as much. But
The
yeah.
things we do for rock and roll, right?
Oh yeah. You can't stop.
Well, not only are you an amazing talent on stage with your energy, but your vocals are just so good. And you have such a wide range of vocals. So does that come back to that choir stuff and singing different tunes as you were growing up? Because you do. I mean, you sing a variety of songs. You're kind of everywhere with your set list sometimes. And I find it interesting.
I had a lot of influences growing up. You know, my dad is like 80s hair metal guy with the Def Leppard, Cheap Trick, Foreigner. You know, those are like Journey, you know, he liked that kind of stuff. And then my mom, she was like Alanis Morissette and she's listening to the Dixie Chicks, you know, she's got the girl 90s in her. And then my dad, as I'm growing up, you know, we listen to a lot of like metal, like rock and roll, you know, so like System of a Down, Tool, I'm trying to think of some more. Oh, Disturbed, all of that stuff. That's my childhood. And then as I got into school, everybody was into pop and hip hop. And so I have those influences from my peers. So in my brain, like the best kind of music person is the kind of person that can listen to, there's this really corny Florida Georgia line that says Travis Trent to Tupac or something like that. That's kind of
Right.
like it is unhinged like that. The Miss Jackie show is unhinged. We do play Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit, but we also play Faith Hill, This Kiss. You know what I mean? So it's how I like to do. I want to be a little goblin. I want to keep you on your toes. I want to
I just love you. I love everything about you. You're the epitome of an artist. I mean, because you have a passion. You have such a passion for it, and it shows on stage every time you hit it. And going back to that show where I saw you open for the Prince Experience, you were so engaged with the audience there, and that's the other thing. I think your connection to your and I hate the word fans. The folks, your friends,
the
Jack Wagon crew,
Jack Wagoners
that are at just about every show you do. By the way, I've seen the same faces there, and they are so into you and so into what you do. Yeah. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Surrounded by good people. They're the best kind of people.
Yeah. Very much so. And they're faithful followers and they love what you do, obviously, but you connect with them so well and you identify people. I see you just that little wink and a wave to somebody in the audience and all that means so much to people who come to see you. And there was a kid standing in front of me who you gave him the set list. He was a young kid and he was just so, so smitten with you. And you walked over and I said, "Hey, you got a set list," and you handed it to him.
I think
you signed it. You did. And you made his whole night. You did.
That's crazy, though, to me, I'm just like, some mom from Harrison, Ohio. So it's weird. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you so much. I do work hard at the I'm trying to get better at the dancing. And I'm trying to also let you guys see that process a little bit now, posting some of my videos to see this is what I'm doing I'm not just sitting here, being a mom, but I'm also working on art. I'm, doing, other things. So yeah, thank you so much.
Well, speaking of you saying you were influenced by a lot of things and you have, the rock in you, obviously the hip hop in you somewhere. I think this guy here has a little hip hop in him too, by the way.
What's up, bass player?
there's your lovely husband of a bass player. What a good guy he is. He says, "My wife."
My wife.
You're all right. Chase, you're all right, buddy. I love watching him too. Chase on stage is a beast as well. And anybody that has that big a wingspan in his feet that he does those moves.
We had to go down a person. We were a 5-piece for a while. But we had to go down a person because Chase wouldn't stop doing the splits on the stage. There's not enough room.
He takes up a lot of room. He really does, for sure. Hey, let's talk about this weekend. Let's talk about you're coming to Miamisburg, Ohio, and you're going to play Springfest in the Burg on Friday night. You're the headliner.
I'm so excited. This is our first time doing this one too. So, and it's actually a double festival weekend for us. So I'm so excited. And I our band has just been doing so well this year. So I can't say enough about all of the opportunities that people have been throwing our way. And I just let them, I receive them, a lot of, I'm putting out hi, Devin. Devin's the one that booked us. Yes. And she reached out to me. So yeah. It's been great. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Devin has a very wide span of music for this festival this year. It is some of the best players in the tri-state, including a group, I don't know if you're aware of them, Sorella, who's going to be there on Saturday night, who were a finalist in The Voice. There are 3 young ladies who just did a Wango Tango festival with Gwen Stefani and Megan Trainor out west in LA area. They're going to be there Saturday night. And with you, this is kind of a female thing happening here for Friday and Saturday. It's really cool. And I don't think
kids. I'm so sorry.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Go. My kids, they're knocking on.
They're all right. They're all right. They can come in. You can bring. It doesn't matter. You can have them come in.
I'll let them in here. Give me
all right. Yeah, let them in. We'll come back to it here. Go ahead. We want to see those cuties.
Come on,
Mickey Evans.
Come on.
Tell Chase to cut the grass for God's sakes. Mickey said. All right.
Come on.
And what's Shane get to say?
Yep. Come on up.
Yeah, good lineup for Springfest. And Devin says we love girl power. Hi, kids. There's the kids in the house. Hi.
Hi, Rosie.
Can you say hi? Hi, Rosie. Rosie's a dancer. I've seen Rosie dance.
Yes.
Hi. It's good to see you guys. All right, let's talk with Devin's on here. We're going to talk Springfest because they have a 3-ring circus going down there in Miamisburg this weekend. There's rides for the kids. There's crafts. There's all kinds of fun stuff. And then on Friday night, Tessa Marie will be opening up the night. And then you and Tessa's wonderful. Another female girl power there. And then you're going to take the stage Friday evening and just... You're gonna wow Miamisburg, who's never seen you. There's a lot of people that are gonna be there that have never seen you. They're gonna walk away and say, "I got to go follow that girl and her band."
So excited!
It's for real. So, what can they expect when they come to Springfest? What are you gonna do for us?
I am gonna do my normal unhinged stuff. So not like a themed night. I'm just gonna do like all the genres, all the decades, but like the best. Super high energy stuff, right?
No time.
Tell him, Rosie.
No time.
Yeah.
Hi, Rosie. She's like, who is that guy talking to me? Stranger danger. Yes. Kenny Patterson, thank you. Mike Coons will be doing a great job there at Springfest, and I know Kenny's going to fill in out at the Blue Note there and do his thing. Tessa is the Miamisburg Taylor Swift. She really is, and she's going to open the show. Thank you, Devin. And you're going to be famous, she says, pretty much after this in Miamisburg.
I'm so excited.
Let's do the anti-rain dance. We don't want any rain that night. Now, the amphitheater is covered and all that, so we should be good to go unless we have lightning and all that crap that goes on.
Right.
So we're hoping for a very good night there in the Berg. And I get to introduce you, which I don't get to do very often, so that'll be fun.
Are you going to give me a let's get ready to rumble?
I think I may give you a big pump up when you come out there because you deserve every bit of it, and I can't wait to work with you.
So.
Can you give me a sneak peek of a few of the songs people may hear?
I really am thinking I'm gonna play, like I said, Alanis Morissette. I'm gonna play some butt rock for you, so I'm gonna play like probably some Nickelback. I'm gonna play. We've got a few new tunes, so. I have a new Rage Against the Machine song that I've been working on for a very long time that I just debuted last weekend, and they loved it. So we might play that. But again, I have to like think about the kids. So like my normal unhinged raunchiness needs to like take a little note down. Okay.
Yeah, you're turning it to festival on the knob instead of instead of your normal crazed.
Go to 11, but maybe we'll only go like.
We won't turn it to debauchery, but we'll have some fun.
Yeah,
and I don't want to scare anybody off either. If you have kids, bring them. It's going to be a great night for everybody.
You can turn the class on. We're playing this year. We were told specifically no twerking. Okay, so we got this.
I just became sad.
I know. I didn't know you weren't allowed to twerk at the casino.
You twerk better than anyone. You do. You're like the queen of twerking.
I had to work at it, though. I really did. I've only wanted to do that in the last 5 years. I swear to God.
You have the greatest moves on stage. Just, when you throw a hand in the air, you're doing a little thing up here like that and all that, the people are loving you. Did I really just do that? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
All right. I just channeled my inner Miss Jackie.
Yep.
Sorry, if you ever need a stunt dancer on stage, I'll come up. All right. That'll be great.
Sorry. I have a couple that would actually fight you for that. So
would they? I'm sure.
TJ. Yeah.
Well, TJ, one of the most hilarious moments in history was a Halloween party where TJ came dressed as pregnant Miss Jackie. That was I am telling you, I thank goodness I didn't have a mouthful of a drink right then when I looked at him and saw him.
I mean, you're not anybody until somebody goes as you for Halloween, right? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean,
for Halloween for sure, Scott.
I was dressed as Jim Cuesta that night, and you know, I actually looked like Father Time or something, the long beard and that kind of stuff. But TJ just blew me away with that, and that's got to be an honor, honestly.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I loved it. He was like, "We have to sing a song now." Me dressed as pregnant with Jackie. And I was like, "Absolutely, man."
Wow. So, you have a favorite song you do on stage? Anything?
It changes, probably just because repetition, what is really, really super fun for me in the beginning gets kind of like less fun as you play it 100 times. So it's part of the reason why I think we continue to learn songs and drop songs and, practice every week and all that good stuff. Chase has a pretty good twerk. He's getting it, dude. He's paying attention. Okay.
He is.
But as far as like a favorite song goes, like right now, it would probably be Guerrilla Radio because we just learned it and we just debuted it and all of these things. Also, You Drive Me Crazy by Britney Spears. So there's just a little sample of like the, range of stuff that we be doing. But right now, those are my two favorites to do because they're so new. And it's like, I don't know, it's like falling in love for the first time.
Aw.
Yeah.
Devin says you do songs from both our eras. Devin likes to remind me how old I am routinely. So thank you, Devin. And I do go back to the 80s. I love 80s hairband stuff and all that. That was my era, and I love it. So she does all kinds of things. I was really in heaven when I saw your 80s set that night. You killed that at the Blue Note, and that was really good.
Kyle, we couldn't do it. So Kyle's really great, and he's a trooper. He pretty much does whatever I ask because he's a sweetheart.
And I need Devin to be my producer here because I have a list of all that, and I'm trying to get to it. But Jane's on Main is bringing you to the stage that night. We want to thank them. They're a great local establishment.
Okay, right on.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's good. And there are a lot of good sponsors for this event, including the Miamisburg Moose, who sponsors the entire festival. And so Devin and Dan do a great job of putting this together along with a great team. You're going to be impressed, believe me, by the professionalism of this festival. You know how you go to some festivals and it's like chaos sometimes backstage and that kind of this runs like clockwork. I will be making sure you get on stage on time and you play like a crazy woman and you do your thing. And I didn't mention earlier too, I mentioned Sorella on Saturday with Party Punch on Sunday, which is a great dance party band and all that. And they're going to be there Sunday as the headliner as well. So cool. Are you getting on the kids? Oh, I have the dog. The dog has joined me.
Had to mute. I could say, go get you something out of the snackle box.
I love it. Well, so what's in store for Miss Jackie in the future?
Well, currently we're working on that 90s night and we are probably going to start Rosie. I had a toy thrown at me. So
I saw that. Nice mom dodge. That was like the Matrix.
Come here. Okay, let's go get a snack then.
Hey. The wheels are falling off.
We're going. Hey, it's a good thing.
Are we going to Snackville?
Yes, we're going to Snacksville.
All right, that's good.
But
1930 thanks, Jane.
We're working on that 90s night, and when we find out who wins the poll of that 90s night, we will announce what day it's going to be. But currently, we don't know. It's still going on. So, hi, welcome to my house. Hey.
Hey, good to see you in your house. All right, just a couple more questions and we got to run anyway, so we'll let you get back. Thank you. Yes, Chris Reese, shots fired by Shane DeMoss there. Thank you, Shane. I was not born in the 30s. Okay, just so you know. All right. I am old. And, maybe someday, Shane DeMoss, you can push me around in the nursing home. How's that sound? All right.
You guys push me over the riot.
we would be having a rock show in the nursing home. So yeah, and David Thornton's on here. He's also playing. He's playing before Sorella on Saturday night. So we've got a great lineup of music. Jackie, I have one more question for you before we go here, and I thank you for joining me first of all today on short notice and getting you on here because we had a cancellation and she jumped right on it and said I'll be on. So thank you.
No worries, and thanks for putting up with my kids for being, insane.
No. We're good with that. No, we're good with that. So my last question, I ask every artist that I interview, no matter who it is, if you could take the stage with one artist, past or present, who would you take the stage with? Bucket list item, kind of.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, I love you. I adore you.
I love her so much.
What a great choice.
I probably wouldn't even be able to sing because I would just be in awe of the fact that I'm standing on the same stage with the goat of all goats. You know what I mean? I'm going to cry thinking about it. What a great question, Scott. Oh my God.
Thank you.
She's incredible. She has, in my opinion, like artists are supposed to suffer, all artists who have anything worth a shit to say. Sorry, I said shit. But they have suffered, and I think she is one of those ones, that has suffered.
Did you just apologize for saying shit? Have you watched my show with Karis?
Absolutely. Yes, she's one of those ones. So
yes, she's the one. All right. She's the one that'll get me kicked off the internet someday. So Jackie, Karis. I love you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to being with you on Friday night at Springfest in the Berg. Guys, get there early. Come enjoy an evening of music with Miss Jackie. It's going to blow the roof off that amphitheater, let me tell you. Yes. And you're going to be playing to the river. The river will be out there too. So that's cool.
Yeah,
that's so even better.
I looked it up and because I always stalk everything before I do it, I Google it.
It's a beautiful amphitheater, beautiful park. And there's so much to do too. And there's so many other merchants around there. There's so many bars and restaurants in the downtown Miamisburg area. So you can kind of trickle out of the festival later and go somewhere and have, some fun in some of the local establishments. They would love that if you did it. Thank you, Heather Matthews, who's part of the great team at Springfest in the Berg. And everybody else for watching today, guys. Appreciate it. Hit that share button. Hit the share button. Jackie's going to share it on her page. You share it on yours. And if you have a question for Miss Jackie, drop it in there. She'll see it pop up later. She can answer it for you and anything about their shows. Or if you want to book her, you know how to find her. We want them to. Absolutely. Can't thank you enough, Jackie. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you so much, babe. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time tomorrow live at 5 with Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Heather's in Springboro and the best musicians and venues in the tri-state and where they're playing all week long. Get out and support live local music tonight, everybody, and the bands and venues that bring it to you. Bye for now. Stay with me a second, Jackie. You know the words of this yet?
Almost.
I want a Miss Jackie cover of this.
I know, I keep watching the show and I'm like, trying to remember them.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show.
The kids are screaming.
Hey, we almost forgot. Don't forget to follow Miss Jackie on Facebook, Instagram at Miss Jackie If You're Nasty, and MissJackieBand.com on the World Wide Web, guys. Follow her, if you will. Yes. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.